So here are some of the goodies we are opening in November, new for November 2022. We'll kick off with a quick look at Fusion issue 38 with its mixture of articles and reviews. We'll just have a quick look at the index. This time, return to Monkey Island review, Fusion loves Resident Evil on the GameCube, game chart flashback to 2001, review of House of Ashes, Tall Poppy review, report on EGX 2022 by Retrofaith, review of the excavation of Hobbs Barrow, Fusion Musical Marvels looks at Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Spectrum Nasties looks at CRL's adventure games, Super Stages from Ruins of the Perished in Shrine, Fusion Failed, Tormented Souls, Toy Polloi talking about Transformers, 16-bit Scares, 5 fiendish Mega Drive games, Fusion look back to Cauldron 2, review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, Underpowered, and That Moment When. So, another good looking issue of Fusion, issue 38 with a bit of a Halloween theme, and Crash, issue 12. Great cover, updated from Ollie Frey there. So saying goodbye to Ollie again, the Crash Christmas mug, and the annuals, which you can see in another video on this channel. Don Quixote, 16K, Spectrum Screens for Simon Butler. Review of Horace Goes Skiing, never reviewed in Crash originally. Gerbert Groundhog, Save the Date, enjoyed that one. Zombie Mall from Mojang Twins. Nick Roberts Playing Tips. Yokai Monk, very clever one. You take over the spirits of animals. The Forum. G Volcano, Frantic Pengo 2, the Crash Live event, which unfortunately I'll be unable to attend, but hoping to attend the Zap event in May 2023, looking back at Robocop on the Spectrum, Mechie Winter Hibernation reviewed, Tournament Arkanoid with Martin Carroll, very interesting this. He's recreated the screens from 1987's Tougher variant of the coin-op Tournament Arkanoid released by Romstar in the States, and put all 32 screens into the Spectrum version, as you can see here. Now that's actually inspired me to do the same for the C64, so keep an eye out for that. Colin Bell's Adventure Trail reviews Tiny Dungeons there, great game that. Crash back to issue 12, of course. Smelly Cat preview to Super Hair Goes Ultimate, more from Quantum Sheep Games, and a bit more about Crash Live there, and registration of the trademarks. So, Retro Gamer issue 240, also celebrating 50 years of Atari, with a nice 2023 calendar, looking back at some classic games. So it's a different game for each month and tells you when it was originally released. Moving forward through history, and then including as well some of the recent recharged and remakes. And the calendar also tells you when the new issues are out. So let's have a look through this quite quickly. Retro Gamer Atari 50th on the cover, in memory of Reiko Kodama, Ian Lee, it's column, Paul Rose, it's column, Mr. Defoe, Arcade Paradise, news from March 2006, and then the big feature on 50 years of Atari, looking back through the 70s with the defining games, the 80s defining systems there, the 90s, the noughties, the VCS, and then we also have a piece on Atari 50 with Digital Eclipse creating not just the documentary video, the playable remakes, and the new games as well. So that's a fascinating compilation, getting rave reviews at the moment. Nick Falk looks back to Trailblaze on the 64, the ultimate guide to Robocop with Rory Mill. Check out those new Mega Drive and Amiga AGA conversions of that game coming from the arcade game. GOG.com, good old games as was in Studio Profile, interesting read there. Talking about how they work, the Real Pad Soldier for 3DO, Darren's Ultimate Guide to Rayforce and its sequels. Will Z on the Super NES. History of Legacy of Kain, great feature that, looking at all the games and the Lost game as well. It was never released. Could be on the way back, that franchise. Niketsu Oyako. Ultimate Guide to Discworld, the PC point-and-click adventure and its conversions. The Nuon there, and of course the essential game for that has to be Tempest 3000 from Jeff Minter. A tribute to Acquire. I do like this sort of format where they look back at games and get a developer, or in this case the owner and founder of Acquire, which is Takamura Endo, to talk about the game. So obviously famous for Tenchu and Where the Samurai, and just recently had their biggest hit with Octopath Traveler, Castlevania, Harmony of Dissonance, Mega Drive Mini 2 reviewed there, FK Cultures. Now my regular contribution, the Homebrewers Kit. Looking at the MSX Dev 2022 with some amazing games released there. News Bites, Wolfenstein on the Master System. Interview with Fabrizio Caruso about Crosslib, Black Lawn Technomage, Spaceman Curl and Nosy reviewed. Preview of Hyperdrive and Space App on the ST there. Xbox Memories. Charity-based collection, Collector's Corner, Fanfare. Letters. Lego Star Wars coming next month. Gears of War. And in-game Supremacy, You Will Be Done, also known as Overlord. So I have to take a break there as my camera battery is running low. So after a brief break to recharge the battery on my camera, we have the next parcel, which has come all the way from Hungary. And this is Tynesoft Commodore 16 Classics for Game Boy Color. So Laszlo is a big fan of the Commodore 16 and has been producing a series of conversions to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and this is a compilation of 12 games originally by Tynesoft for the C16. So we've got Raffles, Vox, Pogo Pete, Lunar Docking, Zapham, Super Gran, Rig Attack, Gunslinger, Battlestar, Climate, Jet Set Willy and Wacky Painter. So you can see this is a gorgeous boxed edition in association with Inside Gadgets. And let's have an open up. Came in this nice cartridge protector too, which is a great touch. And names on the side as well, which is cool. So that's really, really cool. And then we pull out the insert, can we? Or have I gone from the wrong end here? This is snug fitting. And there we have it. Game Boy cartridge with this little protective case and the instruction booklet. So welcome. Table of contents. Credits to for the original. Raffles, Vox, Pogo Pete, Lunar Docking, Zapham, Super Gran, Rig Attack, Gunslinger, Battlestar, Climate, Jet Set Willy, Wacky Painter, and the thanks on the back. So that is absolutely gorgeous. Looks amazing. Next up we have a little parcel from Protovision in Germany. Tear the tape off there. I'll be waiting for more than one parcel, but there we go. So let's take that out of there. And what we have in here is some little extra goodies sent there. So we got some sweets, and in here is something I ordered. So this is a little USB stick in the shape of a Commodore 64 bread bin. It's on a key ring. You can see the sticker on the back and the cover. Looks like a little disk drive. So isn't that clever? So you can put that back in there to protect it. That's an amazing little piece of moulding there. That looks amazing. So that's really cool. I'm going to be using that to store my C64 files. There's the invoice, and there we have Reset 64, complete with cover disc. A key part of the Reset 64 team now. Love writing for it. That's my little review there. So this is the Run and Gun special issue. So there's review and look at We Are Stardust, the Mixidix, the Mixie Disc contents, news on various games in development, terrestrial imminent by the time this is released. Muddy Race is almost finished. The making of Alien 3 on the Commodore 64, some interesting stuff in there about it. A look back to October 86. 5 reasons to load up. Night Resistance and Turrican. Soul Force gets a reset ripper. Monstro Giganto. Clever review there. An interview with Lobo, the artist. Review of Outrage. MW Ultra, another ripper. Sonic the Hedgehog. Turrican Free. Run and Gun, Boxy Moxy, Tiny Quest, Arcade Days. GTW Run and Gun for C64, so we've got Hawkeye 2, Who Dares Wins, Rubicon 2, Shell Shock Heavy Barrel and Victory Road, Blast in the Past, the team's favourite Run and Gun, Arnie, Format Wars, looking at Fox Fights Back, in various formats. Fred Gray did the music. My piece here, the Hawkeye Legacy. So Hawkeye 2, Hawkeye 2 Preview, Bamboo, Rubicon, Tales of Boone, Greystorm, Flimbers, Crest, and Outrage. And then also contributed to this piece, San Antonio Savona, interviewed by Kevin Tilley, and I then reviewed the 4 games, Keystone Capers, Chopper Command, Crock Pops, and Frostbite. Some bite-sized reviews, Attack of the Petsky Robots, Sea to Wing, Don't Break the Walls, Gates of the Ancients, Lele Relay, Next to the Glade Sprite, Lady Pack, Fixie Felix, Stars and Stripes with Leonard R. Roach, Harry recovered an old text file there, Reset Q&A, Minor 29er, 19er, the Below the Cartridge comic by Cameron, appears in every issue, and a clever Rambo cover. So that's that package from Pro Division. And the Tynesoft cartridge. So there's probably going to be another section to this video, so keep watching. So to round off this video of November's new stuff, these are some of the items I got for my birthday. If you'd like a subtle hint as to when that is, I'll put that on screen now. And so let's have a look at what we got in the box here first. You can see I still haven't had time to open some of these. So we start off with Jean-Michel, the Oxygene Trilogy. So CDs 1, 2 and 3. So that's a nice little present to add to my collection. From my good buddy Wayne, the Skywalker Saga, the 9 movies collection. Although I am a Star Wars fan, I've not seen all the films. And I thought this was a good way to catch up with them, and I'm actually playing Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga at the moment. And then there were quite a few books on my Amazon wish list, so let's go through them. We have Landscapes of Detectorists. This is very interesting because it's based on the TV series, which I'm a big fan of, and it's basically for academic papers presented at a real conference of geographers talking about the landscapes and how Detectorists as a program interacts with the landscape and some of the lessons we can learn from it. So I've read that through, it's very interesting. If you're a fan of this series, I can definitely recommend it. Next up we have Bill Hurd, Back into the Storm, a design engineer's story of Commodore computers in the 1980s. Bill Hurd, famously involved in the Commodore 128 and the 264, the +4 range. Bill Hurd worked at Commodore Business Machines in the 1980s and was the lead hardware engineer on the +4 and C128 hardware. This was a time when the home computers wars were at their height and Commodore was at its pinnacle. And it part of the group of engineers known as the Annals. So again, look forward to reading that one through. Got a few photos in there as well. And next up we have the Best of 2000 AD, Volume 1, The Essential Gateway into the Galaxy's Greatest Comic. The Ultimate 2000 AD mixtape has arrived. So new covers, collection of modern classics and gems from the vault, and a new Judge Dredd adventure in each volume. So published by Rebellion, who of course have taken over the 2000 AD comics. So that's good fun. We go back to computing again with Once Upon Atari, How I Made History by Killing an Industry. Howard Scott Warshaw, forward by Ernest Cline, author of Ready Player One. And an intimate view into the dramatic rise and fall of the early video game industry and how it shaped the life of one of its key players. This book offers eye-opening details and insights delivered in a creative style that mirrors the industry it reveals. An innovative work from one of the industry's original innovators. So we look into these computer books again for the retro shelf. Next up we have Fight, Harry Hill, 30 years, not quite at the top. So that's his, I suppose you'd say, autobiography, looking at what's happened in some of his life. There's photos and all sorts there. A big fan of Harry Hill. Seen him live a couple of times. Next up, some people may not know, I am a Spice Girls fan. So this is Melanie C, Who I Am, My Story. I never told my story before because I wasn't ready. Now finally I am. So again, I do like Mel C. I've enjoyed her solo songs as well as her time in Spice Girls. And look forward to reading that one. So as I record this, it's nearly Christmas, so there'll be more presents on the way next month. I'll probably do another video looking at those, but for now this is probably going to be the last video I record in 2022. So thanks for watching the channel. Comment below which of these gifts you would like the video, share, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I will see you in 2023.